It's 11 o'clock p.m., 11 o'clock in the morning time in the studios of Classic 105.5, 105.9 on Nigerian television, and across the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. To you, wherever you are, good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a great day, isn't it? It's the 5th day of the month of April, 5 days into it, 2 days before intercall. And trust me, I don't know if you can feel it, but you would swear with my excitement, you would swear that I have something to do with going and running intercall, you know. Yeah, but I tell people, I do remain committed to intercall. Good morning, Cams, how are you?
I'm well, how are you doing? Excited?
Intercall just gets me excited. I don't know if maybe I'm just old school.
You just remember your days and it's nostalgia?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was telling them last night, I don't know, for us, when we were in school, that intercall was one of the biggest events outside of graduation.
It was lit.
Yeah, it was turn up.
Turn up. You know, I as you were talking about, I could just remember the sound of the drums and the stands and things like that.
I enjoy that, but I remember most the days of the bleachers in the old Queen's Park. I was telling Miss Mason last night, and you hear them on the PA system. Children, do not jump. But all we heard is jump. Stop, do not jump. What you said, jump?
That was it. Yeah, I remember like the bleachers. Well, not obviously, I didn't go to school at the same time as you did.
Why are you trying to make it? Why are you trying to emphasize?
But I remember when we had it in the canteen. And yeah, I was there when once the whole bleachers came down and I mean,
the truth is, we say it now and we can laugh as we adults.
Yeah, but I mean...
We used to go to the plant in the old Queen's Park, and the plan was to, you know what, some bleachers going on here. But for some reason, I didn't know what those bleachers were made out of. Like they were built to spring under you. It was a nice rhythm to it. You jump and it actually had a nice bounce. Like, oh gee, just when you're young and you're young and free and have nothing in life to think about, how you don't think. And the teachers and the adults, they're all worried because, oh my Lord. And everybody was saying, yeah, all they used to hear was splash, and you see a cloud, a plume of smoke, of dust, and there was a hush. And before they could say Jack Robinson, the children got up, they got up from over the ground, back onto the bleachers, and you jump in again. But we really do hope that, and I really know that the last couple of years, the absence of intercall has really taken a toll on a lot of our nation's children. But a lot has changed, a lot is going to happen, but over the last 2 years, though, Real Value has continued to provide the excellent customer service, quality products, good parking, nice accommodation, customer service that the Grenadian people have come to live and love.
Yes, and for this Easter, we're also putting on an event on this Saturday from 1 to 6 p.m. At the Monrouge playing field. Well, right now, it's a small event. It's not going to be a huge thing. You know, previously Real Value, we used to do Kids Fest.
Yes.
No, we don't really do that anymore, but we want to do a little bit of something for the kids. As you said, school, well, it's Easter time, and you know, what else is there to do but, you know, to have fun.
Go set your Easter eggs.
Yeah, so we are going to have an Easter event at the Monrouge playing field, but it's going to be a little bit of everything. So we have a bouncing castle, we going to have some people that's going to be doing the face painting. We actually as well have some Easter egg painting. So we getting some boiled eggs and stuff like that, and then the kids could come out and make their masterpiece, right? You know, so we have all the materials are free, entrance is free, everything is free, really, right? So as I said, it's not a huge event, but it's like us kind of giving back to the community. You know, we have kids, and one of my biggest things was that, you know, there was not really a lot to be done. You know, you go to the beach, you know, you run up and down the road, but it's not really, you know, something really interactive for you to get excited about, right? So we felt that the need to just do something that, you know, could encourage the kids' creativity, the little innovation and stuff. Because, you know, we don't really do Easter egg painting. It's not a Caribbean thing per se, but, you know, we thought it would be nice to kind of switch it up a little bit.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
Have something to look forward to.
Because I know we complain about the children, we would all agree as adults that monotony, it breeds boredom.
It does.
And after a while, they lead to frustration,
exactly.
And you make some ill-advised choices.
Yes.
And I think anything that allows for the kids to keep them socially together, I think.
Yes, and engaged. Yes. Engagement is a huge thing, you know. I mean, like, for example, as you go over 10 years old, you know, you kind of self-isolate, because right now, for me, I'm dealing with a teenager and he doesn't want to do anything. He just wants to stay, on his device for the entire day. And sometimes, and I mean, I agree with him to some extent because the world is online, the world is digital. But at the same time, I want that interaction, I want that engagement. I want you to meet people, around your age group, share interests, common interests, have fun together, jump up and down, play, be a kid, especially now because we feel that, everything is really heavy right now. So, sometimes, just through a little, school is almost finished.
I agree.
Right. So this event is going to be free. And as I said, it's going to be at the Montrouge playing field. It's absolutely free. Everything is free. Right. All the games and stuff like that. We don't really are bringing like a whole pile of vendors because we have, stuff around that you could eat and stuff like that. But it's games, it's having fun, it's interaction, it's innovation, it's creativity. Right. So we have paints, we have glitter, we have stickers, we have some games. We're giving away candy. We're giving away toys. As I said before, the bouncing castle is there. We're gonna have face painting. For the younger kids, they could sit, they could draw, they could color. We have that available for them. And then we have some small games. Maybe we'll play red light, green light, 1, 2, 3, and the winner gets a whole bag of candy for the year or something like that.
I'm in on that.
Yeah.
I'm in on that.
Yeah, I agree. So that's one of the events that we're having for Easter. And remember, as I said, it's this Saturday, right? Saturday is the 9th, and it starts from 1 to 6 p.m. And I know a lot of us, we always go late to stuff, but remember, first come, first serve. So as I said, it's free. So, come early. Come down to enjoy the festivities,
And just to translate what Cami just said, if you come late, you won't get nothing.
You may not get anything.
No. It should just be nice the way she put it. Yeah. You mean, listen, you come late, nothing for you. So let's make sure
if you put it like that.
You got to make sure everybody understands.
Yes.
You got to make sure they understand.
Yes.
You come late, you ain't getting nothing. So be there on time.
Yeah, but I really want the kids to come down and have a good time, free up themselves. And we have volunteers from the supermarket and around who will be helping to ensure that everything goes as smoothly as possible. All right? Okay, so online now, we have a promotion on our Facebook page as well. It began on the 1st and it goes up until the 23rd. So you upload like a short video, 30 seconds or less, with you doing your Easter activities. School clothes, and you're jumping up and down in the field, running up and down with your cousins on the beach or something like that. Going on an adventure, going somewhere you haven't been before. Upload it on our Facebook page, and you will be a winner. I guess we're having 2 winners. So the one winner is going to get some digital vouchers, and the other is going to get like non-alcoholic drinks, right? Because So
what if it's a child whose parent told them they can't go in the fridge? Can you do a video where you go in the fridge because you've not been there for a long time?
It's about adventure. It's about doing something that you won't typically do, because I wouldn't do that. If my parents tell me no, I'm not doing it because I'm afraid. But if you feel like, that's your Easter adventure, then go ahead.
Get a chance to sneak in the fridge.
Yeah, go ahead. But just remember to film it and film your parents' reactions, because, it's all for the entertainment, okay?
It is indeed all for the entertainment. I think anything that allows for the children to keep themselves socially in tune and all of that,
yes.
I'm all for it.
Exactly.
Memories of a lifetime.
Exactly, just like that intercall memory that you have.
Come, let's not go there.
Man.
If you start talking intercall, you go just go and get me.
You're talking? I know. Believe it or not, I actually used to run for intercall. Yes, let's all laugh together. So that's all. Some of the Easter.
You notice I'm not laughing when you said that part. You used to run. Okay.
Yes, I used to run.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Me too.
Yes. Sometimes on the bleachers, sometimes on the field.
Well, I know it can't be for certain schools.
Let me just walk away from this conversation now.
It is clearly you're not a high school girl.
No.
It's obvious.
No, I find it's quite obvious. It's quite obvious. No, I was not a high school girl. Okay, so we also have some online promotions that will be coming up. Sorry, not online. I shouldn't say online. On our website that will be coming up, and next week we'll tell you a little bit more about them as well. All right. Yes, so next week I'll tell you a little bit about them. So just remember, just keep in mind we have a few events going on. So remember to go on our Facebook page and look for that post about the Easter adventure, and then post your video. You have enough time. I know school isn't out yet, but it will soon be out. So you have enough time to post, interact, get the people. When you post, get all the people to like, to share and stuff, and you might win something nice.
And we know there's always exciting. There's some real value in it.
Yes, but and especially for this Easter, I'm excited about some of those presents. Like we have some nice little stuffed, Easter bunnies and things like that. Oh my gosh, I want them. Yes.
For the kids.
I am a kid at heart. Okay.
You're a kid at heart.
At heart. At heart.
But you're a big kid now. You're all grown up.
Yes,
now.
but I'm still a kid.
You're probably one of those kids that still believe in Toys R Us, right?
Of course, man. That's iconic.
Toys R Us and Lucky Charms.
That's iconic. I don't know what you're talking about. That's iconic, man. There's going to be no such thing like it again. Anyway, right. So remember again the date for our Easter egg painting event. That's this Saturday. The event is totally free. I know the kids might, want some water and stuff. So all you need to bring down a bit of money so the kids could, free up themselves in that extent. But we're going to take care of the interaction and the engagement and the fun part of it. All right. Okay. So let's go on to regular things. Just to remind you guys again, of course, we have our online store, web store that you could go shop for your groceries. We also have the supermarket, of course, but if you feel, I don't know, what's a good word? You don't feel like going to the supermarket, you don't have to, right? We have the online store. You could shop online anytime. You could shop on the toilet. You could shop in the bus. You could shop if you're on an airplane. I'm just saying.
Information overload.
Yeah.
Information overload.
But they say the best ideas are founded on the toilet. I've heard.
Is she really going there? I don't know. I don't know about that.
I've heard that.
Not when I go to that part of the house, I'm focused on other things. Not, yeah.
Anyway. All right. Yes. Anyway, so all I'm saying is that you could shop from anywhere at any time. Make your life easier, right? And as I said, one of the big things that we have, if you download the Real Value IGA app of the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, you have the ability to just scan your items. So that's one of the great things about downloading the app. If we have a pen right here, you take your phone, you have a barcode on it, you scan the barcode, and it automatically goes into your card. So, it's not something that you have to necessarily think about sometimes. You could go through your whole house. When you see something, it's almost finished, you scan the barcode, it uploads into your list, and then you could check out.
I think one of the best ways to describe the direction, the advantages of what you're offering is that of time management.
Exactly.
If nothing more than if nothing else, no more than ever. Because
yes.
Each and every one of us, it seems as though 24 hours is not enough.
Not enough.
So it is at least, it allows you to manage your time. You wake up in the middle of the morning, you're up there in the middle of soap operas, add something to your cart.
Your cart. And as I said, you could do it every day. It doesn't have to be now for now. You could just leave it in your cart until you're therefore ready. And of course, another thing that we have to think about is that the capability of making lists. So you can make a list. So right now, for instance, myself, I have something that I want to get done. So I made a separate list for that. I said, Cami, seafood boil. Because I want to make a seafood boil. I want to make sure
that list that you have, does it have anything on it that I can consume?
Yes, everything on it you can consume. Yeah, does he chill food?
It's not hard to know when you're lying,
I'm not.
You're lying right to your teeth to national TV, but that's a problem. You've probably gotten used to it then.
I don't lie. So, yes. So, I have a list there. And, I made the list inactive. Right? So, that list is from a seafood boil because, I want to feel the vibes that everybody talking about, I have a little corn. I have my little mussels in there. I have my little shrimp. I have my Old Bay seasoning right there because I want to feel special about my life,
Well, you've moved to the big leagues now.
Yeah. I see it on TV, so... It's whether I have to be realistic here. I know I can afford all these things. Right. So that's why I have a separate list for that.
But let me ask you, those things that we just speak, is it that you've purchased it already? Or you walk around the supermarket, you look at it and wish you were that you had it?
I put it in my list.
Oh, just in your cart?
It's in my cart. Oh. It's in one list. So what I'm saying is that we have separate lists. Right. So in the supermarket, when you go online, there's something that, you could put an active list or you could put an unactive list.
So there is the I can afford list.
The I can afford list.
And there's how I wish.
The speaking life into the list.
I like that. I like that.
We're speaking life into that list.
By faith.
By faith.
I command you next time I come to the supermarket, there shall be shrimps in my cart.
Exactly.
And tomorrow I shall. Oh my Lord.
Exactly. So that gives you that capability of knowing exactly what it is that you can do. Because I make my shopping. My staple ingredients. I have to have some flour there because I like to bake. Some sugar because to make juice. All those things.
You like to bake?
I like to bake.
When last you bake?
A long time. I say I like to. Not that I'm doing it right now.
Right.
But when I do, I'll call you, of course.
I realize the way you evade those questions. Obviously, when I start honing in on you deliberately say it's a while you haven't done it.
No, I love to bake. It's only, as you just said, there's only 24 hours in the day. Like, my days are long,
You must be that busy.
Yes, I am, obviously. You see, Joseph, they're just... Anyway, so that's one of the capabilities that we have. You could have an active list. You could have a list for a birthday party, anything that you want, right? So go on the realvalueiga.com and you're able to do all those things. And of course, one of the major things is that if you have like underlying health conditions and things, you can actually shop by that category. So if you're a vegan, you could shop vegan, and then of course there's subcategories like the most popular vegan items, the lowest price to the highest price, the highest price to the lowest price. So these are things that you could actively go and shop because Real Value is about the people, about making your life easier, right? And of course the supermarket is there. If you like to touch, feel everything, you could still walk to our location in Spiceland Mall.
I don't suggest you do that to the fruits though.
No, please don't touch up the fruits too much, especially the avocados. One thing we have to remember about avocados is that they spoil quite easily. So, if you touch them up too much, they will get soft, and you wouldn't want that.
And if you send them, I think you probably have to encourage you to get to understand and appreciate certain fruits. If you look at the avocado, look at the top of the avocado. You can see television. But somebody, they literally, the only thing they don't do is slice it open to see, hello. When it starts to get ripe, it loses its shine.
Yes.
It loses it. So if you see an avocado that is, it looks as though you just rubbed lip gloss on it. Hello. And you're knocking hello. It's green. Put it back down. Leave it alone.
Yes. And the thing with avocados, they discolor very, very easily. So that person could have touched it earlier in the morning and give it a hard shake. And you see it and you like it. You pick it up. By the time you get home, it's brown. Why? Because it went through too much wear and tear. All right. So, Joseph, thanks for bringing that up.
Leave the people fruits alone.
Yeah, but there's also a way, even watermelon, though, or pineapples. Watermelon, you could actually knock on the watermelon softly. And then if it echoes, that means it's ripe. If it doesn't echo like that, that means it's something. Pineapple. Yeah, pineapple. By the smell of the pineapple, you can know if it's ripe or not. Something easy.
Well, now I learned about the watermelon because I always have the challenge of if I buy a whole watermelon, I normally say, boss, I know where you live. I know your family. Look at me. I'll come back for you.
You sound like the mafia.
You better make sure it's good.
Yeah, but even the shape of the watermelon, like if it's an elongated watermelon, most of the times it has a high water content, so it's not going to be as sweet. But if it's round, then it's probably going to be as sweet. And then there's also something with the lines on the watermelon as well. We're all about solving problems. Solving problems.
I wouldn't imagine that you thought me something today. Right, good. I guess the folks on Real Value.
Okay, well, since we're on that topic, I might as well just call out the list for the farmers. Remember to shop to sell the Real Value supermarket, you have to have a farmer's ID. Right. Farmer's ID is really easy to get. Just call your extension officer. They need proof that the land is yours, or you're leasing the land or renting the land or whatever it is, and they'll be able to set you up with a farmer's ID. So this week...
No. Not set up. They need to provide you.
They will provide you.
Yeah, you will be provisioned one. Not set up something's bubble.
Okay, all right, yes. You will be, thank you. They will provide you with a farmer's ID.
Set up. Oh, good Lord.
They have their paperwork and stuff, but yes, I agree with you.
There's no setup.
They won't set up.
You don't grease in the hand with two pieces of salt.
You see, bye did not even go to that.
But that's what's going to happen. Somebody's just going to walk some kind of bubbles.
Oh Lord, okay. No, we don't want any bubble. We want to make sure that everything is set properly, as proper as it can be.
And we need to remind folks as well that the reason why Real Value ensures this is the issue of periodicity.
Yes,
it is becoming a constant, not continues.
Yes,
to be, and it's becoming a chronic challenge for farmers.
Yeah.
And as such, the idea is that you want to make sure whatever provisions have been given to the supermarket, they're coming from a legitimate source.
Yes, and you give it credit where credit is due. Could you imagine, farming is such hard, back-breaking work. This person spent a whole day in their field, and then, when they go to harvest their crops, everything is gone.
That's what happens to me all the time.
Yes. So
you don't believe me, do you?
No, I don't.
I work hard at my farm.
Oh, really? What do you grow?
Everything. Farmville. You don't remember Farmville?
Moving on, gingerly. All right. So currently we're looking for these items.
Right.
So pineapple, honeydew, cantaloupe, Christophine, West Indian lime, yam, broccoli flower, cauliflower, cabbage, orange, mandarin, passion fruit, beets, and bell peppers. And of course, again, we're calling livestock farmers. If you have beef, we would like some full carcasses of beef. And remember, the number to call is 439-2121 or 405-4405.
What is West Indian limes, though? What's the difference?
Well, we have limes from different places. West Indian limes is the regular ones that we see everywhere. Some types are bigger. The color is different.
Oh, the grafted one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we just want to make sure that these are the specific limes we're requesting, because those are the ones that we would like right
now. The West Indian lime is the one that grew up behind your grandmother.
Yes, exactly.
Boy.
Yes, the one that you could take and you smell it. The one that you just make tea for infants with.
Right.
The new lime bud leaf one. That is what we want.
It's actually good for gripe.
It is. I used that on my son when he was younger. I bought a whole pile of expensive things, but you know what worked? The free one in the back of the house.
We go back to nature.
Go back to nature. So
West Indian limes.
Yes, West Indian limes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh, we have time, man. Okay, all right. Just a reminder, of course, our hot foods department, we sell breakfast and we sell lunch. Breakfast goes from 8 to 10 and lunch goes from 11 to 5 o'clock p.m.
So let me ask you, what time you left to come here?
Quarter, about 10. I see where this is going.
You don't answer me a national TV?
Yes, I left.
All I'm asking is what time you left to come?
I left my office at 10:30.
10:30?
Yes.
Right, so when you left, we were preparing, there was still breakfast?
Yes.
Right.
So lunch starts at 11.
So you left just at the transition point from breakfast to lunch, and yet you came up here.
May I just remind you, though, that my office is not located at the supermarket where the food is.
And you say all of that
because my office is not located where the food is. My office.
I just want to let you know that I'm taking mental note. Yeah, mental note.
Okay, how about this? All right, I like to keep my promises. How about this? All right, our menu is usually posted on the Facebook page around what time it is? 10.
Well,
around 10 o'clock. Okay.
I get to do all right. Setup,
so please view the menu. Pick a few items, and I shall bring you lunch on Tuesday.
Janelle and I.
Oh, Lord.
We don't Janice, my girl. You cannot. Listen. It's one team.
All right. Okay. So I shall bring Janelle and you lunch. Okay? But please view the menu. Please view the menu.
I've been feeling for shrimp and lobster a while now.
Yeah, it's a good thing we don't have no shrimp and lobster on the menu.
Nah, we go lighten you. We go lighten you.
Yes, please.
As a matter of fact, all you could actually come with, I tell you what, salad with chicken and salad.
Oh, okay. All right, cool.
See?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to place an order again.
Okay. But the salad bowls is like, okay, all right, cool. No, see.
If the salad bowls are miniature-sized salad bowls, then I suggest that you get a big wash pad and put it in the salad.
Whatever, Joseph.
We're keeping our eyes on the clock. It is 23 minutes gone past the hour. What did you not tell us before we wrap?
Remember, just a quick reminder. I know still that people are still having issues sourcing some of the products that they usually see on the supermarket shelves. Please remember, this is a global issue. It's just not a Real Value issue or the other supermarkets issue, right? Sometimes we have to sort of expand the stock. So if we have sugar, we might expand it to a bigger portion of the supermarket, it's only because we're still trying to navigate through the whole COVID-19 production issues, logistical issues, and things like that. So please be patient. And of course, you guys would have seen before that everything is rising. All the cost of everything is rising. Worldwide, it's projected that all goods are going to go up by at least 7.5% worldwide, and that's worldwide. But in small island nations that like ours, that might be a 15% increase. We did, right? So just to keep in mind that this is a global issue. Everyone is still trying to navigate everything that's going on in the world. We had a lot of uncertainty through COVID. We still have uncertainty through everything that's going on in Europe right now, right, and the Asian countries. All right, so just to put that out there, just keep in mind that things are changing rapidly, and we're trying to keep up with those changes.
And we keep suggesting that now is a good time, instead of complaining about where your money can't reach.
Yes.
It's not going to move. It's not going anywhere. We know that.
Yes.
It has not moved in the last 15 years. Why you assume his salary tomorrow morning is going to jump and go somewhere where it hasn't budged from in the last 15 years? But what we can do, encourage people to go local.
Yes.
Listen, so folks, instead of deciding that you want to buy potato chips, we have breadfruit. Make local breadfruit chips.
Yes.
Green banana chips, bloggers, sweet potatoes.
Yes.
All of those stuff. They work well. I tried them home. My son, and he's like, he can't. Children once, initially when they see it,
they don't want it.
He starts going,
Who are you giving that?
I'll try that. They don't want you to throw a little ketchup on it.
Yeah. Ketchup solves all the problems.
So you have to fry it, but don't let them see it.
Yeah.
And then just put a ketchup on it. Yeah. Or take the regular fries and just mix it, yeah, and you start eating.
And just remind them that when they tell you, I didn't like that, I was like, but you ate it already.
Well, that's what your son complains about. Now you know. And I thought you were the best mommy in the world.
I am.
You see how we got the truth out of you on national TV?
My son thinks I'm the bee's knees.
Goodbye, Cami.
Bye.
We got to leave the conversation here for now. Reminding you, every Tuesday we have the folks from Real Value. I got a question for you, though.
Sure.
I want to ask the question, Cami. Do you think that the Real Value brand can survive a reputation crisis?
Well, we have before. So, yes, I think we can.
Well, that conversation comes up with two wonderful ladies from our neighboring country. Yes, we have laid Tessa Drayton and Debbie Jolly. We're talking to us about that. Ask yourself the question, can your business survive a hit, COVID, and keep ticking? Well, Brand GBN certainly can and will. That conversation comes up in just a bit. Cameron, you headed out. Remind you, next week you got me salad and everything, plus everything else. Get out of here safely. All the best to you. Reminding you for our radio classic listeners and those of you in television, the luncheon edition comes up at the top of the hour. But we take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back right here on the Mid-Morning Buzz.
My granddaughter.
One day I woke up and they painted a set of pedestrian crossing all along the streets. Nobody told us how to use that thing properly.
I know how.
You're serious?
Every safe, good driver knows about these things. As a driver, you have to be very attentive. You're coming up close to a pedestrian cross, you start slowing down immediately, looking to see if there's any pedestrian on the side getting ready to cross. If there is, you stop on the line that is a certain distance before the crosswalk. Then you would see the pedestrian put their hands out, looking directly at you, indicating that they are going to cross. And only when you have come to a complete stop That is when they will quickly and safely cross to the other side. And then you continue happily on your journey.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact, wait for pedestrian to cross. Then you happily continue on your journey.
This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Yes, it's the sort of timeless classical music that we're known for right here in Classic. A track there from Ed Sheeran entitled Perfect. You're probably thinking, have you met that perfect person? That's not my business. I'm not really sure. But I tell you, I have two perfect ladies for you. Two perfect ladies that can help you strategize, positioned and reposition your business. I know not many of us, all of us, we've been through the blunt exposure of COVID-19, and I know most of you probably blame it on COVID anyway. You tell yourself, my business is going bad because of COVID. No, that's not true. Your business is going bad long before that because you probably haven't figured out the right strategy. You haven't figured out your niche market. Who are you catering for? And all those questions that you're supposed to. But yet you go blindly asking, trying to figure out, how do I maximize on profit? But without strategizing. Well, I would answer those questions and much more for you. Joining us this morning on the buzz is Tessa Drayton and Debbie Jolly. Good morning to you, Tessa. Good morning to you, Debbie. Welcome to the Mid-Morning Buzz. Welcome to Classic Radio, GBN Television.
Good morning. Good morning, Greenie. Viewers and listeners, thank you for having us. We're really excited to be here and share about our upcoming reputation marketing workshop.
Can your brand survive a reputation crisis? Tessa, that's the conversation that's been had. Let's put it in the context exactly what's the backdrop of this yet another forum, and then Debbie's going to give us the specifics as to how the brand survives.
Firstly, I loved how you ended the last interview, and the entrepreneur, the young woman who said that her company has survived a reputation crisis. So I would love to I'm just putting that out there first, love to get in contact with her, both Debbie and myself, because we often use examples, and I'm very happy to hear about persons who have benefited or were able to overcome the crisis, and your company was able to survive, and you're still able to maximize profits, right? With that being said, our reputation, or the reputation marketing workshop, actually came out of a live webinar both Debbie and I did on February 7th. So we were in discussions prior to that, but after the workshop or while it was taking place, I'm hearing a bit of feedback, but okay. Persons expressed interest, and we also recognized weaknesses while we were interacting with persons, in that you didn't have certain strategies, you didn't have certain things in place. For example, a crisis management plan or crisis reputation plan to protect you and your organization, or to mitigate threats that come towards you against your organization when that happens. As such, we decided to do a reputation marketing workshop that will benefit not just the persons that attended that live webinar, but everyone regional. Because if they're struggling, we had persons from different countries. Most likely other persons are also struggling with that. So here it is, Debbie giving the sales and marketing aspect of how to protect your brand, keep your sales soaring, that is. And on my end, to deal with what was the leadership and reputation management, addressed or more like guidelines or give you tips on how to create a crisis management plan, crisis communication plan, and get you prepared in the event that a crisis occurs in your organization. So holistically, we're dealing with the personal brand you and also how it affects your organization.
Well, Bill Gates has said to us that we should get ready for another crisis. I'm not sure what he knows, but either way, why not use COVID-19 as a template? Debbie, you'll have to agree.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, we would have to agree that brand is everything when it comes to a product or a company. And I've often said to people that a brand has a life, an energy, a value that you have to maintain. Whenever the brand starts to get dull, the reputation starts to get dull, then it means you are heading into murky waters. What say you?
Yeah. Well, I agree. And the idea is that exactly what you said, and Tessa reiterated it. Companies must have a strategy. You can't pursue your brand, your reputation in an ad hoc way. You can't say, okay, we're going to do some things today, and then the company gets busy, employees get busy, the leadership is busy, and you're not implementing things. So I think you start first with a strategy. You must have a strategy in terms of building your brand, building your reputation, in terms of what you're doing every single year to help grow your brand, to help protect your reputation. So it needs to be an active, working, breathing document that is embodied throughout your organization. And this is where you will be able to discover gaps as you go along, and you can mitigate particular things to help you on your journey.
In heading towards that comfort place, a lot of companies, they tend to think that the brand that we're trying to craft is just for the sales and marketing team, but it has nothing to do with customer service. It has nothing to do with the cleaner. The reality is it is quite the opposite. Whatever brand, whatever is its reputation that the company is trying to excel at, it encompasses captain, cook, cleaner, as you say in local parlance, tout moun bagay, everybody.
Very true. It is true. It is a full and truthfully, if it does not cascade from the leadership downward and feedback is not given from the ground up, it will be unsuccessful. Everyone has to be talking the same language, speaking the same language, understanding what is necessary in order for the brand to be successful.
Very often there's a lot of challenges. The companies that are successful, when they've attained the product has reached a certain point in its life, they become comfortable, ladies. And they tend to think, now, I can survive off of yesterday's glory. But in reality, you have to continue. And we've recognized that the successful companies, you ask yourself, Coca-Cola, does Coca-Cola need to advertise? No. But when you look at the marketplace, almost every Monday morning, there is a new commercial out there. It means to sustain whatever growth you've realized, to take it to the next level, you have to actively work on it. What are some of those things that we need to continue to do in order to continue to keep the brand GBN, at the top of its game?
I think that's where you have a communications plan, a communication strategy at the end of the day. You rightfully said Coca-Cola is 100+ years old and is a fantastic example because they've hardly have had any sort of blemishes in their reputation, but they believe in remind and reinforce. They believe in being very active out there. So again, as part of your initiative to grow, you must have a strategy in terms of who are your stakeholders, how are you building relationships with those stakeholders, how are you communicating, what vehicles are you using to communicate. Are you digital? Are you offline and online? You have to consider all those things, and that is the premise of a reputation plan. It is also the premise of a marketing plan, and hence the reason why you need to have a strategy. You need to have a plan.
Center and to all of this, Tessa, is the leadership team. The plan could look good on paper, it could sound good, but you need to have a strong leadership team that could present, and lead the team.
And not just that, but the focus must not be so much on you that it consumes you, that nobody else around you matters, where there's no relationship building with your employees, with the customers. It's all about you and your growth. And we see time and time again, when that happens, when you make it all about yourself, that you fall. I have heard many times, or I've been approached, that when something does happen in an organization, for instance, a crisis, because that leader has no relationship with your team members, he or she is there to do all of this alone. I created a plan. It's just there for me, a crisis management plan. Nobody needs to know this, because I'm the boss and I'm the leader. And we're seeing time and time again that it's not working. You create a plan, it has to involve everybody from the top to the lower level staff. You create a crisis communication plan. What I do encourage persons to do is or organizations is to create a crisis culture where you involve everyone. Everyone has the same mindset, from the cleaner down to the printer guy. Everyone functions the same way. Everyone is trained in the same capacity. No one is left out. So again, you're not just dealing with you as a leader, how you relate to others, how you relate to your stakeholders play a great part in how you communicate in the event a crisis that occurs. So we encourage, go ahead.
That crisis plan of which we speak, the implementation is important. But do you think that having a contingency plan, that plan should also have some fail-safe applications to it? What if something changes in the market? Do I then ad hocly react? What is the plan? How are we going to address it? I'm assuming all of that must be carefully articulated.
Yes, so you have the crisis management plan, which is the overall plan. The crisis communication plan is just an aspect. So obviously in the crisis management plan, you're going to look at risk or anticipate things that could happen, and then you create solutions and put things in place. But there must be continuous revision. It's not like I create this document, I put it on a shelf, and it collects dust. Only when something happens, then I reach for it. The environment is always changing. Things in the environment are always happening, so you always have to keep abreast. We recommend maybe quarterly revision of your crisis management plan, training. It has to be continuous. Just like your strategy, you have to keep revising to see where is there a loop, where are we falling short.
Especially where there's so many volatility factors, both local, regional, and internationally. Sometimes for a business, it is difficult to predict, Debbie, where the next hit is going to come from and how severe it's going to be. And very often it means you literally have to hit the ground running to ensure that you survive, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. But going back to what was said there, you always have to do environmental analysis, more or less. You're always looking at your internal environment, how you're growing. You're looking at the external environment, what is changing in your political environment. We have those things, and how is it going to impact my organization? We're going through economic recession still. How is that impacting my organization? So it's really more of a forward thinking, flexibility, being in a state of adaptability that is going to help the organization really be able to handle things when unexpected things occur.
And central to all of this, as we keep rising the clock, 17 minutes onto the hour, reminding you at the top of the hour is going to be the luncheon edition, a production for a news and current affairs department. Central to all of this, ladies, must be the customer. If you miss the customer, you may as well shut down. You know what? Go home. Debbie?
Yes,
one of
absolutely.
the things we are addressing at the workshop is how you respond to feedback from customers. And, persons think, and I've had this experience actually with senior management, I'm the boss, so whatever the customer says, I don't agree with it. I can write what I want and say it. However, that is an issue. So even though in their mind, and it's also expressed verbally, you don't want to shop from me, there are still persons who would come to my organization or my business and purchase my product or my services. But I'm here to tell you that will only last a matter of time. Eventually, word of mouth can break or make your brand. Word of mouth spreads like wildfire, right?
Yeah, it is.
On the internet, on social media. So you continue to keep that mindset. Eventually, persons are just gonna spread the word. This is how you're treating me. This is how you comment, or if you don't comment at all, which is even worse. And I'm going to move on to your competitor, where I'm going to get top-notch service. It might be a bit expensive, but the service is about me. Things about me. It relates to me. So I'm just going to leave you out at some point in time. So how you respond to your customers, it has to be taken into consideration. Empathy. And a lot of that is lacked by leaders of organizations. It's not a matter of I have a title and I could just respond and it's either you shop here or you don't. I have a real issue with that. But you can always
we have a very good example right here in Trinidad. We had a few weeks ago, KFC brand started to charge for the condiments. They had a total outcry on social media. It was charging $2 TT more. So you go and you purchase your KFC and they would charge you for the condiments. And there has been total outcry, total memes and so on, that yesterday KFC released a press release saying they have reverted and that they are now it is now free again, right? Free. But I mean, it is a testament that, hey, the level of the power of the customer is growing more and more. And marketing and your reputation has to focus more and more on what the customer's needs and wants are in order for your business to be successful.
You've often said that, and I'm going to throw this at you, and then we're going to give us some of the details. Is the customer always right, Debbie? Is the customer always right? Answer me in 2 words.
No. No. That's one word.
Oh,
no,
no.
You done well. I said one.
Yeah.
Tessa, is the customer always right?
No.
I can't support that. However, how you respond to the customer, we know you're not right, but it doesn't mean we verbalize that in a way that it offends you or bring my organization into disrepute. No, it also reflects who I am as an individual, how I respond to you. So, no, you're not right.
And I ask you that deliberately because those are things that can make and break a company, especially in how management allows the customers to treat their employees. Because you always assume, I often say the customer has a right to make any request. That's your rights. You reserve the right to make any request. You reserve a right to show your annoyance, your disgust. You reserve that right. However, at the end of the day, there are policies that helps to guide. But I think the idea is that you would all agree. That's why it's important that for any organization, there must be a clear line of communication from the company to the general public. So there's no ambiguity, Tessa, as to what the company's position or what is it that they're offering.
Well, to the staff first, and then to the public, because you have to know what you're coming up against and how to prepare. and then to the to the public. You have these guidelines. Many times, persons go against those guidelines, but what do we do? How do we react, or how do we respond? It must be in a way that would always reflect the values of the organization. This is what we stand for. No matter the circumstances, we are not going to deflect from that. We're going to treat you the way we're going to treat any other customer who speaks to us. Well, it's all about managing your reputation, trying to minimize the damage as much as possible, not just for you, but also for those who invest in your company, the stakeholders.
We spent the last 15 minutes, ladies, selling an idea. I'm in. But we need to, before we wrap though, when and where, how is all of this going to be made known to the public? Tell me about that.
Wonderful. All right, so our reputation marketing workshop is carded for this Saturday, April the 9th. It is from 2 to 4. It will be online. Again, it is a totally regional workshop for all Caribbean. The ideal client is really C-suite executives, of course, the leadership team, because you want, and senior level managers, because they are the face of the organization. It is also for entrepreneurs and new startups as well, and business owners who want to begin to understand and navigate their business and their brand, and they want to do it in a very successful way. So you can find out all about it on our social media platforms. We've been posting for the last few weeks. The registration link is there. You can look up Debbie Jolie, the stammering communicator. I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and you'll find all the information. And if not, just feel free, of course, to direct message us, and we will direct you.
And if for those of you here at home, you can't figure out who are these two lovely ladies I saw and I heard, give JC a call. I'll act as their middle managers for now. I want to remind you to all those of you that success cannot be assumed. You can't assume it. You have to make a deliberate attempt to work on it. I remind you that the glory of yesterday's reputation does not succeed. It doesn't work into this current construct. You have to continue to work at it. 10 minutes on to the hour. For those of you that's on television, I'm getting ready to send you back to studio control. For those of you that's on radio, the luncheon edition comes up at the top of the hour. This is the way I say my so long farewells and goodbye to you. It's always a pleasure being here with you on the mid-morning right here on Classic and on GBN Television. I'll be back with you tomorrow. The good Lord's willing, it's Wednesday. Tomorrow and to the point, we'll have the government. They will be having a discussion with us. And I'm reminding you folks that on Thursday from 9 in the National Serenity Athletic Stadium, it is Intercall. It is back and in living colors, where our students, our boys and girls across the tri-island state, they contend for the supremacy of being crowned Intercall champions in the track and on the field for 2022. And we say thanks to Republic Bank. Also reminding you that King of the Grill, yes, after a 2-year hiatus, it is back on the 4th of June. You do not want to miss it. Until then, everybody, so long. As I always say to you, continue to live life and love life. Treat each day as your last day on planet Earth. And you sleep, you wake, you recognize you're still here. What do you do, Grenada? You keep living all over again. We're getting ready for the luncheon edition, but I'll leave you with some soul-searching, soothing music to take us on to the top of the hour. Until then, so long, everybody.